today's show brought to you by Ferris Law Group.
When it comes to buying a home, one of the major obstacles can be getting the financing you need. So how do you get the home of your dreams without going into debt? Chuck Roach from Supreme Lending is here to tell us more. Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
This is a problem we've been hearing about for years now, right?
Sure.
It's a really big deal. You want to make sure that you stay on track so that your home is a blessing and not a burden.
You want to be in a positive experience, and my first advice is when you're trying to buy a home or be a potential home buyer, you want to talk to a licensed loan officer or mortgage professional. Many times I've run across potential home buyers who just go to the internet and try to determine what their eligibility options are, figure out what current market rates and maybe current loan programs they may be eligible or maybe not eligible for. But unfortunately, the internet doesn't get you qualified.
Are you trying to say that not everything on the internet is absolutely true?
I'm not saying that, however, that could be a very well possibility. What I am saying, though, is when you speak to a loan officer or a licensed professional such as myself, we'll go through a credit income analysis to determine your purchasing power.
So it's more personalized, it's customized to the buyer.
Well, it's catered to your financial portfolio, so to speak, if you want to look at it that way, because it takes a look at your credit report, your credit rating, and also your income, and determines, again, what your eligibility purchasing power is.
It's great. So someone's really holding your hand through the process when you're helping them, where when you go to the internet, it's really just generic information that you're getting.
Exactly. You're not getting true data. You're getting a personalized loan officer or mortgage professional approach to your home buying situation.
So what else do we need to know when we're looking at getting lending?
Well, I keep using the term purchasing power, and that's a huge tool in today's marketplace. We're in a very competitive real estate market, especially here in DFW.
Yes.
You want to have a pre-approval in hand once you do find the home of your dreams, and you want to put a contract offer on.
What is it? Does that mean an approval letter? I mean, what does that mean?
Well, a pre-approval letter is a conditional approval, again, where the loan officer or mortgage professional has looked at your credit and also your income and has outlined your approval options catering to your situation. When you have a pre-approval in hand, what I'll do, or a mortgage professional will share it with you, but also your realtor, so when it comes to place that offer on that home, you're going to have this pre-approval letter in place for the seller, but also the listing agent to say, hey, this person's pretty serious, they've done their homework, they've got the credentials in place, let's hopefully get accepted contract and get the process started.
I mean, that can be really helpful, right? Especially in a market like we have today in Dallas, or in DFW, where there's a shortage of homes on the market, and you might be getting multiple offers on one home. So it'd be nice to have that it might make your offer stand out more, correct?
Absolutely. Like I said, and you mentioned that we are in a very competitive real estate market.
Yes. Sometimes
when you find the house of your dreams, there may be 2 to 3 to possibly 5 offers on that home before you even stepped in the home.
Yes.
But with having that pre-approval letter, again, it lets that listing agent, but also seller know that you are 100% ready to go if they accept your offer. And keep in mind, too, that some potential home buyers put an offer on a home and don't have a pre-approval in place.
Right.
So when it comes time to narrow down which offer you want to take a look at,
the seller
is always going to look at the one that has pre-approval versus someone who doesn't have a pre-approved letter. And let me touch base on this. Just because you're pre-approved doesn't mean you're fully approved. I want to touch base on that real quick.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the pre-approval outlines a conditional approval, but once you have an accepted contract, then you have to work with the loan officer at the bank you choose to put the approval together, and that's what's considered called a full approval.
Okay.
Now that's when appraisal, title, more
all
financial
the other
documents come into
in
place. Right, and then an underwriter reviews the approval to ensure you've met all conditions. Once that underwriter's reviewed it and issues what's called a full approval, then you will actually be clear to close, and then your loan officer will get with your listing agent and the real estate agent to get that close date set for you.
So this is a really, really important step in making sure that as buyers, we don't get in over our heads, correct?
Exactly, and here's the reason why you want to do this. You want to make sure that when you are trying to buy, be a potential home buyer, you want to know exactly what you're approved up to. And sometimes you may think that you're not approved for a certain amount, and when you run through the numbers with the credit income, we can actually show you options. Hey, you're looking at this price range, but you're actually qualified for right here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So you could get some good news out of this.
Right. If you're a little too conservative and you want to maybe get that dream home and spend a little bit more in a different market, talk to us about it, and we can show you how you get there without putting you in too much of debt.
I think buying a house is such an emotional, exciting experience. And so to make sure that you have all your ducks in the row in this area is really, really important before you get into the emotional part of it, right? Make sure everything's spelled out properly. Thank you so much for all these great tips. Great to have you here with us today.
Thanks for having me here today.
To get more details, you can email him at chuck.roach@supremelending.com.